Hello friends of the blue and white team. In the 2026 Kentucky basketball recruitment, Tyran Stokes, is he close to Kentucky? This will be nuclear, a big hit for the Cats. The 2026 class is taking on exciting proportions, especially with Tyran Stokes' name in the spotlight. Unanimously considered the best player of his generation by three of the major recruiting databases rivals. On 247 Sports, and ESPN, Stokes has become a coveted target for renowned programs across the country. And, in this scenario, Kentucky appears to be leading the way in securing his services. Although Stokes has kept a low profile during his recruitment process, his mother, Tyran Stokes, revealed a glimpse of the young star's quiet personality. During an interview at this summer's Peach Jam, she joked about how Tyran has been avoiding the spotlight, preferring to delegate media-related responsibilities to her. Sometimes it's not too much, but he just wants to be Tyran, not Tyran Stokes, Tyran told the Courier-Journal. The statement reflects the power forward's genuine desire to preserve his essence while navigating the pressures that come with being one of the most sought-after players in the country. Coach Mark Pope, who took over the Kentucky basketball program with a mission to revitalize its winning tradition, has reason to be optimistic. According to Jamie Shaw, senior national recruiting analyst for Rivals, UK has seen a huge boost in the race for Stokes. During his appearance on Kentucky Sports Radio's Here Comes the Boom podcast, Shaw noted that while other universities like Louisville, Arkansas, Gonzaga, and Southern Cal are still firmly in the running, Kentucky appears to be near the top of Stokes' list. This boost can be attributed to several factors. Stokes has already taken official visits to Kentucky, Louisville, and Kansas, and is also scheduled to visit other college basketball giants such as Gonzaga, Oregon, and Southern Cal. However, the unique combination that Kentucky offers, history, national visibility, and a system focused on developing NBA talent, seems to resonate deeply with the young player. In his rare public statements, Stokes stated that he seeks a university that can provide a solid foundation for his professional career, as well as a well-rounded college experience. He mentioned the importance of being in a place where sports are celebrated in all their forms, from good basketball teams to vibrant football and baseball matches. Stokes also emphasized another crucial point: his preference for programs that don't hide in the smoke. This phrase suggests his penchant for universities willing to take on competitive challenges, something Kentucky has demonstrated repeatedly throughout its history, with remarkable games against top-tier teams and a culture of excellence that attracts attention from across the country. The program led by Mark Pope seems to perfectly fit the ideal that Stokes seeks. Another interesting aspect is the timing. According to Tyran Stokes, her son could make a decision even before the start of his senior season. This creates an intriguing scenario, as it puts even more pressure on universities to impress him in the coming months. For Kentucky, this means solidifying its position as the ideal destination for Stokes, reinforcing not only its facilities and coaching staff, but also the emotional connection the young player can feel representing a state as passionate about basketball as Kentucky. Mark Pope, during his tenure, has worked tirelessly to rebuild the program's identity after a period of transition. Stokes' arrival could represent a significant milestone in this process, injecting new energy and talent into a roster seeking to return to the pinnacle of college basketball. His presence would be a catalyst not only for the team but also for fans who yearn for a renewed era of glory. While the future is still uncertain, Kentucky appears well positioned to secure the commitment of Tyran Stokes. With its combination of tradition, ambition, and dedication to player development, the program has all the ingredients needed to convince the young star that Lexington is the right place to take the next step in his career. Let's see if he lands at Kentucky. The latest move involves Clower, a five-star forward from North Carolina and considered one of the top shooters in the 2026 class. The youngster has scheduled an official visit to Lexington for September 17th and 18th, putting the Wildcats in a direct competition with traditional UNC. Previously considered the favorite to sign him, the fact that Clower is coming to campus already represents a partial victory for Pope. Experienced recruiters know that the chance of turning the tide increases significantly when a prospect has the opportunity to experience the atmosphere of Rupp Arena, get to know the structure, and feel the weight of wearing blue and white. Pope has already demonstrated his ability in this type of approach, as has been evident on other recent occasions. And now he will have another opportunity to transform the visit into something bigger, a decisive step toward a formal commitment. Clower's Amos is attracting attention not only for his five-star status in the 247 Sports composite, ranking 30th overall, but mainly for his offensive ability. Adam Finkelstein, director of scouting at 247 Sports, describes the forward as an elite shooter, capable of producing in a variety of situations. His impressive accuracy, a 43% spot-up shooting rate in the EYBL combined with his size, mobility, and confidence, gives Clower the rare profile of a player who can make an immediate impact in a modern system. This fit is exactly what Pope is looking for. Since taking the helm in Lexington, the coach has prioritized a dynamic, fast, an efficient offense, where floor spacing is crucial. Players like Clower not only fit this philosophy, but enhance the entire scheme. His versatility, able to shoot from a standstill, on the move, or off the dribble, opens up space for teammates and forces defenses to constantly pay attention. It's clear that Kentucky is still lagging behind in the competition. UNC, being from Clower's home state, has a head start. But in college recruiting, history and prestige always matter, and when it comes to tradition, few jerseys carry as much weight as the Wildcats. Pope knows this, and works to show his prospect that being part of the rebuilding effort in Lexington can mean not only immediate success, but also a legacy. The atmosphere is one of anticipation. The official visit, scheduled for mid-September, doesn't guarantee a commitment, but it's a symbolic and important step. Pope has the chance to show that his vision for Kentucky is more than promising. It attracts top talent, who can be the foundation of a winning team in the coming years. If Clower leaves Lexington impressed, this matchup could take on a very different tone. What's shaping up as a classic behind-the-scenes clash between two giants of college basketball. On one side, UNC and its local influence. On the other, Kentucky and its historic aura. The difference may lie in Pope's charisma and strategy, as he has already proven he has the ability to convince players that the Wildcats' future can be written by them. Kentucky's season-opening victory over Toledo brought with it a series of lessons learned, but also some concerns that linger over the team ahead of its matchup against Ole Miss next Saturday. Coach Mark Stoops, always pragmatic in his assessments, acknowledged that while the team is in good shape after the opening game, not all players emerged unscathed. Among them, two names stand out: Mikewise Humphrey Grace and Jamarian Wilcox. Both carry uncertainties that could directly impact the team's strategies in upcoming games. Mikewise Humphrey Grace, one of the most anticipated additions for this season, arrived at Kentucky with high expectations after being named the 2024 Missouri Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year. His impressive number, 17 tackles for loss and 9.5 sacks, to bring a new dimension to the Wildcats' defense. However, his debut was abruptly cut short by an ankle injury in the second half against Toledo. Seen wearing a protective cleat after the game, his status is now unknown. Stoops was cautious when addressing the topic during his interview on Monday, saying only that Humphrey Grace is one day at a time. The injury, described as an ankle issue, may seem minor at first glance, but any physical setback this early in the season could have significant implications. Kentucky's defense has already shown strength in containing former Wildcat and Toledo running back Chip Trayanum, but losing a player with Humphrey Grace's potential could weaken the group at crucial moments. The Sec's first official availability report will be released on Wednesday, and until then, fans and analysts will be watching closely for any updates on his condition. Jamarian Wilcox's situation is even more complex and involves issues off the field. Kentucky's leading rusher in 2024, Wilcox accumulated 590 rushing yards, leading the team in rushing. However, his absence from the Toledo game wasn't due to an injury, but rather a suspension for violating team rules. Stoops, typically transparent, chose to remain confidential, saying only that the status hasn't changed, so I can't really comment on it anymore. The Lexington Herald leader revealed additional details, revealing that Wilcox has a hearing scheduled for Wednesday related to an allegation of domestic and interpersonal violence. Until this matter is resolved, the player is unlikely to return to the team. This absence creates a void in the running attack, especially considering Wilcox was seen as a key player early in the offseason. However, the strategic recruitment of transfers like Dante Dowdle and Seth McGowan proved to be a wise decision. The two new signings assume the majority of rushing responsibilities against Toledo, combining for 32 of the 42 total attempts. Despite not participating in preseason practice, both demonstrated a quick adaptability, crucial to filling the void left by Wilcox. Another name that comes up in the conversation is Jason Patterson, listed as RB3 at the start of the season. Although he didn't record any carries against Toledo, his presence on the roster provides depth and flexibility to the running attack. Still, Wilcox's absence raises questions about the consistency of this department throughout the season. The matchup against Ole Miss, known for its aggressive defense, will be a significant test for Dowdle, McGowan, and the rest of the running backs committee. The situation of these two players reflects a recurring theme in college football: the importance of adapting to adversity. Injuries and disciplinary issues are inevitable in such a physical and competitive sport, but the ability to overcome them defines successful teams. For Kentucky, this means relying on its reinforcements and exploring creative alternatives while Humphrey Grace and Wilcox are unavailable. The matchup against Ole Miss promises to be a decisive chapter in this season's narrative. With two key players questionable, the team's collective effort and versatility will be put to the test. If the victory over Toledo demonstrated anything, it's that Kentucky has the resources to handle unexpected challenges. It remains to be seen whether these resources will be enough to face a more robust and experienced opponent. Leave your comments.